welcome to Ellen Ruth Soap. I'm Ellen, and today I'm going to be making a soap using this fragrance from Wholesale Supplies Plus, Lavender and Mint. And this smells great, and we're coming into spring and things are blossoming, and this to me is very spring-like, and it motivated me to make this soap today. I have soaped with it before. It doesn't cause acceleration, ricing, or separation, and it does discolor to a light yellow, which is fine. I think that it's going to be beautiful. So I'm not going to use TD in here to knock the yellow down. We're just going to let it do that. But for the color swirls in here, I'm going to be using Rustic Essentials Harlequin Shimmer. Isn't that beautiful? And also Lilac Mica. So this will represent the lavender, this will represent the mint, and those are going to be the color swirls. And I'm planning on pulling off a little bit of frosting and doing frosting. I'm planning on pulling off a little bit of the soap batter. So the plan for the top of this soap, if everything's behaving like I'm thinking it will, we will see. I'm going to keep my options open. But if everything's behaving, my plan is to do some stalks of lavender with some little piped leaves just to represent. I've done a lavender top before and I loved how it came out, so I want to duplicate that today. So again, if everything's behaving, that's the plan for the top of this soap. I've been asked this before. I have made special soap for the frosting after I've poured the soap, but normally what I do is when I make my batch of soap, I'll make it a little extra big and then pull off just the base soap batter and let it thicken up, and that is my frosting. So I don't normally make a special soap frosting batter. It's just my base soap, and that tends to work out perfectly. So that's what we're going to do today. And today's soap is going to be an aloe vera soap because it just sounded good, like it went along with the freshness of this bar and the fragrance. And oh, I love it. Springtime is awesome. So I'm going to get everything pulled together and we will come back and make some lavender and mint soap. All right, we are back and it's soap additives time. And today I'm doing my kaolin clay and colloidal oats mixed in here. My aloe vera lye solution is off to the side cooling. So I do 2 heaping tablespoons each of these dry ingredients. So I need to just blend these in, and I like to let them sit for a few minutes and fully absorb into the oils. And as soon as the lye solution is cooled, we will come back and make some soap. But first I have to get this blended. Back, and the fragrance is already in here in the oils. Here's my aloe vera lye solution, but first let me show you the piping tips. This first one is just a generic, it's a number 3. It's a tiny little open hole that I'm going to be doing for the stems of my lavender, and then I'm going to switch the tip out for this Atico 67 leaf tip. I don't know if you can see that very well. But so I'll start with this one, switch the tips, and this will be for the leaves. And then for the little lavender buds, I have a Wilton number 10. It's just an open hole that I'm going to do dots to represent the little lavender buds. So got all my little piping things off to the side here. Okay, and here is the lye solution all cooled and ready to go. It has cane sugar, tussa silk, and sodium lactate. I've talked about this several times, but I'll say it again because I get asked a lot. The sugar is a lather booster. Sugar makes bubbly soap. So that's why the sugar's in there. The silk gives a silky feel to the lather, and I love it. And the sodium lactate helps to unmold easier the next day. So that's why I put the additives in there. Those are all optional. You can certainly make soap without those. I just like them, so it's what I do. It's kind of just my routine, but will have beautiful soap without those additives. So don't feel like you have to do those things. You don't. It's just a personal preference. I'm going to get up to a nice light trace and we'll separate off for our colors. And I want to do a hanger swirl today in the body of the soap. And then we will make those, hopefully, those beautiful lavender stem flowers to represent the lavender and the mint fragrance. We are back the next day, and I wanted to show you, I forgot to talk about this before, my super high-tech piece of equipment here. This is for the high-end soaper only. You know I'm joking. This is an old piece of cardboard that I found that happened to be the right, or I cut it down to the right length. Okay, first of all, let's look at this, and then I'll get talking about that. Oh my word, so pretty. Yeah, and this just helps me make little dots in the soap so that I knew where my bars were, because when I get into the middle of this middle one, sometimes I can go too far one direction, and it just helped me know where my log slicer was going to cut. And I put some packing tape on here just so it would be a little waterproof. I can wipe it down, and yep, that's my super high-tech soap equipment there. So now, let's talk about this. So happy. It's just gentle and beautiful and looks relaxing, just like the scent is very spa-ish, the lavender and mint. I love that combination. So let's get in here and see how the swirls came out on the inside. Back and ready to start cutting our happy lavender mint, spring inspired. These just give me all the happy vibes. Let's get in here. I'm hoping, I didn't really plan it out to where each bar will get a complete lavender stem, but you know what, if we can make it work, I'm gonna try. But I wasn't trying to be that specific. I just wanted to make sure that I got them, you know, on the correct loaf, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, we're gonna have some pretty swirls. Look at that. Oh, soft and pretty. Oh, that's beautiful. I think the look of this really represents the fragrance. Oh, this is happy for me. Love it. I hope you like it too. Makes me happy. I hope this is bringing a smile to your face. And again, these are, the piping is loosely inspired by the lavender plant. You know, it's a likeness. It's not supposed to be identical. But I think it gives, you know, I think you get the drift. When you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, lavender. At least I'm hoping that's what you see when you look at it. Oh, these swirls are fun. All right, let's keep cutting. All right, let's get into the next loaf here. So, I don't know where you all are watching from. Do you have spring where you live? Or as it is? I mean, like, I don't think Hawaii, does Hawaii have spring? Florida doesn't really have 4 seasons. Well, some parts of it does. But where you are from, watching this video right now, do you have springtime going on? And if so, what's your favorite part of spring? I love it when the daffodils and the bulb plants, all the little bulbs start coming up out of the ground. It looks so hopeful, and the grass is still brown and these little daffodils are poking up. That just brings me joy. I love that. So what is your favorite part of springtime? To me, this soap is giving me all the spring vibes. I'll just say that. I think we're going to get some soapy patterns here. Let's do a preview and see. All right, so we got the little garden growing there. Let's do it this way. Ooh. And then this way. Oh, that's pretty. All right, we'll do soapy patterns at the end. All right, let's get into the last loaf, and you can see I cut off a little bit of the stem, so my marker wasn't quite on point, but it was close. Oh, it's so fun. I love soap cutting because you never really know what you're going to get till you cut into it. You can do all the planning in the world, but there's always just a little bit of a surprise, like, oh wow, it came out like I thought, or it's totally different than I thought, you know? I love that. Keeps you on your toes. I think these colors pair together so pretty though. This one is just making me happy. I think the lavender mint, even though it has a little floral on top, is a very unisex scent. I would not call this feminine at all. I think it's unisex. I think my husband would probably use this bar. So that's my thoughts on this fragrance. Now the look is very pretty. If you like pretty things, then that would be good. This was a fun one to make. Thank you for joining me today. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please hit that button so you don't miss anything going on in the soap studio. I'm over on Instagram if you haven't found me there yet. I post more frequently on Instagram than I do on YouTube. So if you want current, up-to-date soapy shop stuff, check me out over there. Thank you for joining me today. And I really hope you have a wonderful springtime day.